Hi guys, it's Alston. In this video, we are going to learn about VP Social Ninja, which is a brand new WordPress plugin focused on social media, and I'm going to explain you what it does, what are its features, and I'm going to show you a demonstration of how to use the plugin and set it up. And finally, I will be sharing all the pros and cons of that plugin. Just to give you a bit of context, this plugin just got released yesterday, but I have been a customer for VP Manage Ninja products such as Ninja Table Pro for several years, and that is the reason I got immediately interested in this because they are well-known and respected developers in WordPress ecosystem. So I just wanted to check out this product as soon as possible. Okay, now let me get into the introduction of this product. First, VP Social Ninja is a social media plugin for your WordPress with three main core functionalities coming from this product. The first one is the social reviews, where essentially you are bringing all the reviews you acquired from your customer base in your social media pages like Facebook page or Google business page, all this, and displaying all those reviews with the ability to customize the look and feel within your WordPress website in a embeddable and easily viewable way, which means user does not need to go out of your website to see all the reviews. Everything will be shown within the website itself with the ability to verify these reviews by clicking on the source link and get more information. And the second feature is social feeds, where essentially you are embedding all the social media content from a particular profile, particular hashtag, with any type of filters to get the right or accurate information you want and display those posts within your social media platform depending on your use case or depending on your need. And the final feature for this is social chat, where it's not a native chat, something like intercom or talk to, where it's more like a social, as the name mentions, social chat, where it just gives you ability to create a pop-up window with all the controls on a feel of a live chat functionality. But once the user initiated it, whatever the social media page or account you have controlled and set it up, it will initiate that live chat feature from your website but through your social media page or account which you have set it up, something like Facebook Messenger for example. Okay, now let me go through this and give you a brief idea on how the social VP Manage Ninja works. First, let me show you some idea on installation. Installation is really easy. There are two ways to install. If you're just using the free version of the plugin with option to where they have given the basic controls but they have limited on several features and functionality, you can just directly install this by going to wordpress.org and searching for it and install through your WordPress backend or just downloading it and installing. If you are a pro customer, once you purchased it, you will get a pro zip where you can essentially download, upload to your website and install it, and it will automatically ask you to install the free plugin also, which you can do it by just one click. And once you activate it, just insert your license key to get automatic updated, and you just set it up easily as possible. And also, if you are looking for documentation or just help in getting started, once you purchase this product, you will get an email with the welcome message, and also they do provide a documentation link with the knowledge base. I'd also link that in the video description, where they have given clear step-by-step instruction for every process, installation, or any technical difficulties you might come across when using this product. Okay, now let me go into the features by feature, where this is basically the dashboard of this particular plugin, and it is divided into, as I mentioned, the three main categories. Now let me show you the first one, which is social feed. Social feed is essentially where we are going to showcase all the all the posts from social media profile, and currently they are supporting Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook is coming soon. Basically the functionality for all three of this is very similar. So if you know how to set it up one of this profile, you can essentially do for the other two as well. So in this case, first I'm going to showcase one with Twitter as example. All you need to do is first click on this gear icon and you will get this certain like a pop-up where you need to authorize your Twitter profile or your YouTube profile to connect with so VP Social Ninja and get all the data. There is an automatic way and manual way, and you can also read the documentation which give you more details on what is happening behind the screen. And just click on this, and if for different platform, different types of authorization settings you need to be proceed, and all these are well laid out on their documentation as well. And you can see I have already logged into my account on Twitter from this browser, so it automatically logged into my account. Now I just need to click on authorize app, which shows that they will receive what kind of permissions and all these things. Once I click on authorize app, it automatically took me back to the screen and it shows the success. So there's no coding or technical difficulty when connecting social media account. It is straightforward, and if there's any instructions or technical stuff, it will be available on documentation. So now I have just connected to my account. All I need to do is click on add new template to create a social feed, which is the next logical step. So now you can see that it has loaded this particular functionality with the preview. Basically it shows that whole Twitter feed of what I basically see in my profile within this digit. The first option you have is to obviously give a name to better identify what this template, because you can have multiple different templates and you can embed it in multiple different places within your website. For example, this is Twitter testing, something like that. I'm just going to give it a name, and here are all the visual controls. There is no coding or no technical stuff. All these are the different controls you have to control the data and look and feel of this particular widget. And the cool thing is, whenever you make any changes here, it will be dynamically updated in the preview screen as well, so you know what is happening and so forth. And the first one is the source, where I just mentioned what is the data source you want to use. You have a couple of options depending on the social media network. For example, for Twitter, you have user timeline to view user timeline details, or you have home timeline if you want to fetch all the home feeds. For example, let me try what is coming up for me, and you can see depending on who I follow, you get all the details from all the different people I follow and all the details. And hashtag is also available. For example, I want to follow a specific hashtag in this case, then I can do that as well. For example, let me see if I can fetch for SEO, and let's see. And you can see it automatically brings SEO kind of hashtag responses from you, and mentions also available. So depending on your use case, you can bring up whatever the content you get from Twitter into the social media preview button itself. And this is the fetch control. You also have the ability to bring content from a different Twitter handle also. You just need to give a authorization for your Twitter to get that connection going, but it does not necessarily have to be your own account. You can essentially bring out some different account or something like that into this as well. Let me try whether that works actually. So I think I mispronounced it. If I can remember something, let's see. And you can see it automatically brings different tweet controls within the Twitter profile itself. So that is the source control of this. Let me quickly change back to my account and let me show all the different stuffs available. And there is also a preview bug also, because it's not loading immediately. Let me go into the templates, where now you have the options to control the feel of the different style, where this is giving me a traditional Twitter flow, but I have the option for masonry style of view, and also I have carousel option also available where it's just moving around, and if I want standard I can do that. It also depends based on different social network. For example, YouTube, you might get more templates out of this. And filter is where now you have the ability to filter out these posts based on different criteria, something like what is the number of tweets you want to display. You want to have the post order by date is in ascending or descending, or show post containing only this word or hashtag, or hide post with containing these kind of hashtag, or hide specific post. So you have all these controls. If in case if you want to exclude some specific content, you can obviously control this from here. And feed setting is where now you have the option to just customize any element which you see on this particular preview panel. You can enable it or disable it. For example, from author image I can disable it, I can enable it. I have the option to display username or not, date, all these things. Basically you click on all the things which you don't want to see it, it will automatically disable all these things and you can control it. And also you have the option to display Twitter cards here, and for example you can turn it on, you can set up that display photo and videos on pop-up. All these options are available. With the option you can enable or disable it. And header is where you automatically have the option to control the header section of this social media widget. It's similar for YouTube as well, where you can control the header visibility. You have the option to disable the avatar image if you want. You can disable the name or you can take it off. Basically just enable or disable all the different elements which you don't need here. And they do have given a separate option. I'm not sure why it's not within header section, but they have given the option for the follow button specifically on where do you want to show that for your follow button. Do you want to show that follow button or not? All those options also here. And the text to control, for example, rather than giving just follow, I can see follow me or something like that. I can obviously change that. And finally we are presented with a pagination option where for example we do have the control to show the number of feed, for example. So after that 10, what should I do? Should I just keep on showing all the data, or should I want to have a load more? I should have an infinity scroll and control the elements on how many posts per page, and all these options are here. That's basically everything with saving the template and showing a social media post. Now let me quickly show how it will look like on the front end screen. Okay, now I'm just back on the WordPress Gutenberg. I'm not using any page builder. You can use any page builder or any sort. Just you add an element to add a shortcode within this particular one. And here in the shortcode field, just paste the code which you get from this particular location and click on publish, and you will be ready to go because there's no setting here. And now it should display, this is the front end of the website, and you can see just it automatically followed all the settings which I set, and it shows everything within here. So does not matter which page builder or theme or even a classic HTML editor, you just paste the shortcode and everything will be visible on the front end. Now let me show what social reviews does for this. Social review essentially brings all the reviews which you collected from your social networks within your website and embed that source reviews with the source link back to the original place which is posted. And you have the option, basically the most popular would be, my guess would be Google My Business and Facebook reviews, but you do have the option to all different places such as Airbnb, Yelp, Trustpilot, TripAdvisor, Amazon, AliExpress, Booking, Facebook, and so forth and on. And basically again same stuff. If I show you one of these things, you can essentially figure out the rest of it because the process is the same, just factors or controls will be different depending on the network and the controls you have. In this case I'm going to use Facebook as example in this case. And just clicking on Facebook, now I am presented with an option to authorize this particular element where I can click on it if I want to read the documentation for technical data and says step-by-step instruction with explanation. Just click on here. I'm just clicking on continue with Facebook. Now I have already logged into my Facebook account from this browser, and it's just asking me to continue this, and just click on continue as Alston, and now it shows that I have connected it, and I just select which is the page or which is the Facebook page which has all the reviews which I want to showcase within this particular website. I'm going to click on save, and now it says that my SaaS Pirate SaaS Deals website, it's automatically connected here, and now I have the option to create a template, or I can keep adding more businesses here. In this case, I'm just going to create the template to display these reviews which I get. And basically out of the box, this looks really great. Where what it has essentially done is it has gone into Facebook and connected with my Facebook page and shows all the reviews which I have received from members or audience of my Facebook page and displays all these things. You can control the title here basically, because you, as I mentioned, you can create multiple templates. So video demo reviews, something like this. I'm going to keep it. And just as we saw with the social feeds, you have the same sort of layout here with the option to control the source, and templates is where you have the option to control the design element of this, and just click on slider. You will get a slider sort of design view. Masonry option is there, and these are coming soon, batch and notification. If you click on grid, and you have all this different view, and even within grid you have multiple different functionality style. For example, Vega, Spice, Cyrus, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing all this correct. So you can see that depending on whichever the style I pick, it automatically changes for the entire preview screen. And I just keep on checking on the different templates are available, and this template design will be also available depending on the layout I choose. So those are the layout option. Currently it has 3 different options, with the option for batch and notification coming soon. And I also have the ability to control the number of columns I want to show. In this case, I can make it 2 column, I can make it 3 or 4 depending on my personal need. I think 3 looks really good. And filters is the option where now I have much more control of the filters on what kind of reviews I want to show. This will make really sense. For example, if you receive some negative reviews or low star rating, obviously you can understand that you don't want to show those kind of reviews within your product page or just as a special social proof channel. If you decide, then you have the ability to control that I want to show only the 4-star reviews, I want to show only the 1-star reviews. Depending on that, you also have the ability to bring how many reviews you want, option to or order the reviews depending on random. If I choose, it will just bring a random review based on all this different one. And I can also hide reviews without any text if I want to do that. And filter business, for example, if I have that multiple business pages, I can filter out by different category, and category option is not available in this case since I'm using a page without that. And as I go into the settings screen, now you have the option to basically the same control we saw with feeds. Basically, I can disable the stuff I want. For example, I don't want to see the platform, or I can turn back that on depending on those things. And I also have the ability to control my date format. For example, if you prefer to have a month based date first, you can choose that. Also, you can have your own custom date style as well. And header, if I go into that, now I can either turn on the header and it will show a Facebook based rating, just to give you an idea, and what was my total rating and based on how many reviews it was, and gives the users to write their own review as well. And you have the option to control these as well. For example, I can take off this write a review button if I want to do that. So those things are available here. And pagination is the similar concept. Let's say, for example, I don't want to show all the reviews here. I can turn on the load more, and I can control how many reviews I want to showcase for this. And here also, I'm just going to save this as it is, and just going to create a post and going to show you guys. Okay, now I'm back on another Gutenberg based page post. I have just copied the shortcode and I'm going to paste that particular shortcode inside this. It will work with any page builder or theme. You just need a HTML page source to insert this particular shortcode, and I'm going to just click on publish and view how it looks like. And you can see automatically this is showing it's still lacking some of these issues. I think it's not because of the VP Manage Ninja, but it's basically because of my web page design. Let me see if I can make it full width so I can have a better look through it. It's still not showing. Where do I go with that? Let's see whether this option works. So sorry about this, guys. I just wanted to show. Maybe I can see that is a problem with my theme. It's showing that it's how it designed. Let me see if I make it 2 column whether it looks good or not. Maybe you can see this just a theme issue not related to VP Social Ninja. My theme only allowed me to show content within this particular layout, and it's not allowing me to use this. So depending on your theme, you can control it. I can obviously go into the settings and change all these things, but that's out of the purpose of this video. But basically based on our settings we created, now it shows all the different things. And also if you notice that you have this clickable link which automatically takes to the user to the actual review in case if they want to verify it. And also if you click on more reviews, it will load more reviews as we set up on our criteria. That's basically what Social Ninja reviews feature does. Now let's take a look into what social chat feature does. As I mentioned, this is not a native chat but mere way of connecting your social media channels within for your user from within your website. In order to do that, you just come inside this and click on view chat widgets, and if you already have any chat widgets, it will show there. You can control it. The reason you might want to have different chat widgets is because essentially with social media social VP Social Ninja, you can have multiple different social chat widgets from different pages. So for example, for your services page you might have a different one, for your home page you might have a different one, for your contact us page you might have a different one. So you can have the much more controllability on how many chat widget you want, or you can have one universal one also. For example, I'm going to create a new widget here. Again, the same structure which we are seeing here. I have the option to control the title here, and here is where it's bit different, where now you need to add a channel. For example, these are the options which is available as of right now with Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, Twitter, Slack, Skype, phone, direct cell phone call, and email, WeChat, Line, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Viber. Well, what essentially will happen is these are all the social connectors or different connectors you have. Once you click on something, for example Facebook Manager, you give this URL on what is the ID you want to use, what is your ID on your social media. For example, for my SAS Pirate, it's just SAS Pirate, and when I click on save, that's it. What essentially it does it, you can see it has created a social chat bubble, and when the users click on start chat with, it will automatically, if we have multiple, it will show all the multiple, or if we have added only one, it will initiate that chat through this channel. So it's just hyperlinking to get started that discussion through that particular social media channel. In this case, for demo purposes, I'm just going to leave it in one particular channel, but you can have the ability to add different channels. That is the core functionalities of this tool. For example, Facebook Messenger also do have your own Facebook plugin, WordPress plugin, which you can install and do, but you do lose the control on the setting of all the different stuff along with performance issues, and also you don't have the option to add multiple different social media within that particular plugin itself. So those are the different reasons why you might need to use something like this. If I go into the template again, now I have different option where I think chat box is the one which makes most sense, because if it's just a only icon, we are essentially not making use of all this feature where if you click on this, it automatically opens up that social media widget, which is not the right use case here. Essentially we are degrading the plugin with that particular functionality, but it is there if you want to use it. But I'm just going to use their plugin potential with chatbox where this sort of pop-up is coming out, and I do have the control on various different one is general, second one is support, review, and sales. These are something just give you an inspiration, but obviously you can edit all these things as you like to do. And for example, now let me show all the ways where you can edit this stuff. First, you have the control to change the name. Let me do that, and I can do the caption, video content creators. Oh, let me do that. I have an option to add my own profile picture. Okay, you can see I have added my own picture over, even though it has not a proper layout, so it's just cutting my part of my head. But just for demo, I'm just going to use this particular image. And welcome message, I have the option to control what do I want to show here. For example, in this case, let me do quickly something like this. Something like this, and you have the option if you want to have a foreign language or a local language, you obviously can do this. And also you have the option to add HTML formatting here as you wish also. And channel button is same, where you have the option to control this particular start chat with and what is the thing you want. For example, start chat in FB or something like that, anything you can mention it and it will show it here. Chat button bubble is where this one it shows. First I have the option to control both the text and as well as, for example, help or something like that. And I have the option to control the icon as well. For example, these are the different icons which is available, so depending on your need you just can click on whichever the thing you want. For some reason it's not changing here. I think that's a bug. As I mentioned, this just got launched yesterday. It should ideally change that and show the preview, but it's not happening here. Let me see whether it works on the final publishing stage. And setting shows the where we can show the plugin. For example, I can show it on the bottom, I can show it on the bottom left, I can show it on top left, top right, all these things. And this is, let me take that somewhere here, and this is where it gives us the option whether do I want to show this chat every single web pages or just want to limit this on a particular web page or something like that. That option is available here. Or if you want to show particular chat widget for a particular product, sorry, not for a particular WordPress post, then you can do that also here. For example, in this case, let me do home only one, and let me this option is, for example, if I click on this, what happens is the first user will show will be able to see only this button. If they click on this, it shows the pop-up. But let's say, for example, I want to open up this chat widget with the pop-up opening up, I can enable it there. And also I have the option to show offline or online control. This is not super flexible, but they do give a limited optionality where you can automatically set based on what are the dates and give the time schedule and show if fits within this particular time period. I can say that I'm online or I will be offline or something like that. But to remember, it's just a pre-formatted setting, so it essentially not showing based on whether you actually online or not. You just set up these are the my working time, then I might be doing this. Might be suitable for someone like a local business where you know that you are going to be working on during these kind of hours. Then you can set up these for a easy look for that. And you can see now it shows that I will be back since it's out of the time zone which I have personally set here, and it's showing me this. And if I'm online, it will show I'm online based on that. And style is where you can have the control over all the different color elements within this chat bubble. For example, you can do all these things. You can see changing the title, add a background color option is there. All these things depending on your brand or your personal preference, you can have the control over all the different one. Priority is something different or advanced setting. Most of the time you won't needing to use this, but if there's a call made on several requests within that particular page, you can use the priority function to prioritize which widget to show first, which is the first settings to take. These are a bit more technical. Maybe even the VP Social Ninja team will help you to figure out, but most of the people won't be needing to use this particular functionality. Now let me click on save template in this case, and the cool thing, only the different thing is that there's no shortcode to embed in this particular widget, because there's nothing like that. It's automatically enabled, and we have set it up where do I want to show this. So if I go into the home widget and let me see if it's actually showing. For example, now it automatically shows this, and you can see it, we change the help, but for some reason this icon is not working. That's a bug probably, and but based on whatever things we set up, it shows here and option to do. So that is basically what social chat also available within VP Social Ninja does. There are a couple of additional advanced settings where you can control all the configuration you have set up, with the option to syncing how much what is the time duration between you want to check for new post. Essentially, if you are using 1 hour, that means every single hour a new request will be sent for Twitter. This means more load on your social resource, and if you want to do that, you can do, or you can say that just once a day is enough. You can do that as well. You also have the option to clear feeds cache, clear Twitter cards, all those options, and more options are available similarly for all the different sections of this as well. So those are all the demonstration I wanted to show. Now let me get into the both cons and pros for this plugin. Just before that, this is not a sponsored video or something like that. All this video is just based on my honest initial impressions, but I am an affiliate for VP Manage Ninja. So if you wish to support me and if you wish to get this plugin for yourself, I would appreciate if you use my affiliate link. It does not cost you anything extra, but help me to create more videos like this. Okay, now first let me start with cons. First con is that it's not a cheap plugin, where the initial price starts from 99 to 499 depending on your need. But still, as I mentioned, even these prices are claiming to be the early bird pricing, which essentially means once this stage is over, you might see the plugin price even more increase. So if you're looking for a cheap price product, obviously this is not right for you. And also it's a new plugin. As I mentioned, it's not technically new because these guys are experienced on WordPress industry. As I mentioned, these guys are one of the biggest trusted or respected WordPress developers, community developers. But saying that, basically this particular product is brand new, which means, as I mentioned, even showing in this video, I encountered a couple of bugs. So this is still not a matured product, so as they go, they will keep on fixing these bug issues and everything, but most of the features are working as it mentioned without any major issues. But still, it's just a barely 1 day old plugin as of now, and also it's only works with VP, but it's a given, right, from the name and from the ecosystem. So if you're wanting to use this plugin for a different HTML based or Shopify or something like that, it does not work like that. It only works with WordPress based CMS website. And also important fact is that live chat is not a native live chat feature, something like intercom or talk to or all the other native functionality. Basically, even though they mention live chat, you need to understand it's a social chat. It's not just live chat, it's social chat. That essentially means you are asking your users to use that, clicking on that link, taking them to the social media page or the platform and chatting directly through that. There are good and bad things here, where if the user is really happy with the social media platform and is preferring to use a social media platform to do that, then it's great because it does through the social media platform. But let's say for example, if the user does not like to log into all this different stuff, instead they just want to have a direct native, then it might be a turn off for them to use something like this. So the options are there, which depending on your use case you can do from that. And also big con is that it could be a misunderstanding where this plugin as of now is just an embedding content in your website. So whatever the content it brings from these social media pages to your WordPress site, it's just embedding those content. This does not mean that you can create post with it or it can create additional content based on this. There is no curation or syndication work going around. I'm not sure what will happen in future, but at least as of now, it's just for embedding whatever the social media content it grabs. There is no way to auto publish or auto create post or pages depending on this. And now let me get into all the pros which I noticed from the initial one. First, as I mentioned, well-respected WordPress plugin developers. They are well known for their plugins such as Fluent CRM, Ninja Tables, Fluent SMT. All this works and works out of the box. As I've showed in this video, there is no technical difficulty. Everything is easy to understand from a beginner point of view, and you can essentially get started and set up this plugin just within 10 minutes, to be honest. So that works out of the box and works with any theme or page builder. The cool thing is they have created a plugin like this where the publishing, all you need is the shortcode and paste it on anywhere or any HTML editor within your WordPress site. So that essentially cuts out dependent of any page builder or theme specifically. For example, it will work with Gutenberg, it will work with Elementor, it will work with whatever the Breezy or whatever the page builder, because there is no dependability with any theme or plugin. So basically it will work with any setup you have within your WordPress site. And also it's built for non-techie, as I mentioned. So there is no CSS handling or JS. If you want to change the color, it's just picking the color from a color picker. If you want to change the text, you just rename the text. So you can understand the point. It's built for non-techie WordPress users. And also you have the full option to customize all the look and feel of this particular widget, all the text, colors, features, elements, all these things are, you can turn it off, turn off, all these things are available and optimized for performance. I still haven't done a full analysis on that. That is the reason I didn't showcase it is fully, but from my initial experience, these guys also are well known for their performance oriented plugin and all the optimization. And during my testing also, their chat widget was loading really slow, really fast compared to and having a really low impact on the resources usage also. So you can essentially check it out with your own settings or speed optimization. I also will leave this particular button available on the demo site for a couple of days, so you can test out that as well. And also it is really optimized for mobiles. I did test out their preview on, for example, social feeds and social reviews, how it looks like on social mobiles and tablets. It did look really good on all the different layout options. So based on whether your users are coming from desktop or mobile or tablet, it will still look good on all this platform. And final pro which I wanted to mention, that even though the price is higher, on a bit higher endpoint as I mentioned on the con, but still they do provide it. It's currently on lifetime deal. I'm not sure when they are going to change to a monthly deal, but still, even for the lifetime deal, you do get all the plugin updates, which is common, but you do also get priority support and all the features included on all the plans. So there is no restriction within that. So those are the demonstration and basic cons and pros which I immediately noticed. I hope this video was useful. In conclusion, this is a well thought of plugin because it's bringing a good use case depending on for any type of business or person to get all social media content for your website. But purely the use cases or how you want to use the product is totally dependent on you, and you can essentially figure out whether this plugin is for you or not. Just by using the free WordPress plugin and even the pro, you can just set up all the entire process within 10 minutes and decide this is something you want or not. I hope this video was useful, and once again thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in another great video. Cheers.